Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Manifesting Your Desires. It is Antonio checking in. Today, I'm at the house for a few. Um, y'all know I usually be in nature or in the car, but I was checking my email, and I got an email from one of my companies that I purchased supplements for. I'm not gonna mention the name because I don't want to make it seem like I'm trying to sell or I'm affiliate with whatever, but it's one of the companies that I purchased mushrooms from, like not the psilocybin mushroom, but of course the legit mushrooms. But they sent the email, and the email was talking about the gut, and it was talking about how 90% of serotonin and 50% of dopamine stems from the gut. And I don't know if you guys notice, but they say some people say the gut is the first brain, some people say the gut is the second brain. But there is a nerve called the vagus nerve that goes from your brain all the way down to your gut. So that's why a lot of times you have like gut reactions or gut feeling, or people like, man, I feel it in my gut. Because really, like seriously, like your gut, I would say is almost like your brain and your heart in a sense, but we're not gonna get too deep into that. And the reason why your gut health is important on this journey to reprogram your subconscious is because being that the serotonin and dopamine it stems from your gut in a sense. And if you don't know what serotonin is, dopamine, just look it up. Serotonin is basically like a chemical that make you feel happy. Dopamine is really the same, but dopamine is more short-term happiness, if that makes sense. Dopamine is more like that like a feel good rush, like when you just feeling good. Like really, like dopamine is like if you guys ever had sex or orgasm, that's a dopamine rush. Serotonin is like that happy feeling that, you know, I don't know what make you happy, but whenever you're happy, serotonin is definitely the cause in that. And serotonin is more of a long lasting mood stabilizer, whereas dopamine is usually like a quick rush. And usually you get dopamine rushes from like sugar. That's a perfect example as well. Like if you eat candy or caffeine and it gets you amped up, that's a dopamine rush. Like when people like in love, that's more like serotonin. But anyway, the reason why this is important for your subconscious reprogramming is because it deals with your health. And your gut produces, or it thrives off of bacteria. And if you know, like there are good bacteria and there are bad bacteria. And a lot of times, a lot of people moods or stress is high, or you might experience bouts of depression or just down in general, no motivation. It's because the good bacteria and the bad bacteria is mixing in your gut, and the bad bacteria is taking over. So of course, you take probiotics. Me personally, I take probiotics, or you can eat fermented food. I don't really like fermented food, so I stick to the probiotics. And when you have a clean gut, it does help you think better. Anxiety. You're in a more of a stable mood. A lot of, believe it or not, unless they're like on antidepressants, a lot of people who are just like in good moods, I guarantee you 99% of the time they probably got a good gut health. Um, and a lot of people who are bloated, a lot of people who are just stressed out, a lot of diseases, a lot of inflammation. I bet you the gut. Like a lot of people have guts because of their gut. like a lot of people have like get bloatedness because of their gut. It's inflamed. And we live in a world where pretty much everything is processed. You really don't know who to trust. I don't care if you shop at Whole Foods or Walmart. Like, you really don't know who to trust. Let's be real. But it's important to keep those probiotics, those good bacteria in your body, because in return, they're going to help you produce a certain amount of serotonin, a certain amount of dopamine, and it's going to help your mood stay stable. So that's really ideally why it is good to eat healthy. I'm not saying you got to be vegan or plant-based or vegetarian, but eat healthy enough where you're cutting out the processed foods. Because when you think about it, all these processed foods, they have chemicals in it. And you got to think, if all these chemicals is going in your body, different type of chemicals, it's throwing your body off. And the human body is strong, but just think, you putting all of these chemicals, they're not really made to go in your body. A lot of these chemicals are straight up cancer causing chemicals, but it is what it is. Like I'm saying, I'm not telling you guys to go vegan or plant-based, but I am telling you, be more aware or mindful of what you put in your body. Attempt to eat more cleaner. Like if you're gonna eat your meats, if you're gonna eat your sweets, at least let it not have a lot of ingredients in it. You feel me? At least when you get your meat, at least make sure it's clean, it's sourced properly, and cut back on the processed food. I know it's crazy hard because it's easy to just to pop some in the microwave, pop some in the air fryer nowadays. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, the air fryer be doing its thing. That's what I'm saying. I ain't perfect, but I'm starting to notice a lot of these things. But the one thing that I think people overlook is the gut. And you got to take your probiotics. They also have prebiotics. So from my understanding, the probiotics is basically like the soil. So when you have probiotics, it's like you laying the foundation in your gut for the good soil, the good bacteria, and the prebiotics is what feeds off of the probiotics. You get what I'm saying? So you lay the soil down, which is the probiotics, then you take prebiotics, and the prebiotics basically go in and feed and cultivate from the probiotics, and they grow and they create good gut bacteria, and your bowels move more frequently. Your stomach is probably more flat. A lot of people who probably got flat stomachs, they got good gut health. Now, I'm not going into the anorexia and the bulimic part. I'm not doing that. But when you have a clean gut, you have a clearer mind. You feel me? Your serotonin levels up, your dopamine is up, which means you are able to handle stress different. You're able to, you feel me, see your vision more clear. And also, when you focus on your gut health and you clean your gut using probiotics, a lot of your taste buds shift. So you're not always hungry because a lot of these foods have additives and chemicals that just make you want to eat more and more and more. You ever notice like you might eat fast food or processed food and you just still hungry after that? You're like, man, I'm not satisfied. But I'm telling you, and I'm speaking solely from experience, like when you take those probiotics, bro, they really shift your taste buds to the point you legit not hungry. And then when you eat, it's like you want to still eat healthy. You don't want to take probiotics and get your gut in health and then you going back still eating processed food. It kind of don't work like that. So I never really understood the whole gist of eating healthy. I always ate healthy because it was like, oh, it's the thing to do. But now I'm realizing on the subconscious level, on the mental level, that your gut is important. And if your gut, I'm telling you, like, if your gut intact, you probably will manifest more than you think. You'll probably manifest your desires a little bit better. And I know it's hard when it comes to that food, man, because food is pleasurable, man. Who don't like to eat food? Like I see people just being fruitarians, breatharians. I don't know how they do it, but maybe it's because that's their path. You feel what I'm saying? I'm from the South. I want some flavor. I need some flavor in my mouth, man. I'm just being real. So I encourage you guys to explore your gut health, man, and get some probiotics. You'll be surprised what a clean gut can do, man. And like I said, I'm a sole believer in probiotics. Like I said, I don't really like the fermented food, so I just go the supplement route. And I just recently got into prebiotics because I didn't really understand what's a prebiotic. I thought I just got to take probiotic, but you can just take probiotics and that be it. But once you lay the foundation with the probiotics, you still want to implement more good bacteria so they can feed on the probiotic. If that makes sense. If it don't make sense, go do your research. But probiotics, prebiotics, they will get your gut right. And I'm telling you, when your gut right, your bowels move a little better. Um, it's just like your food breakdown, your taste buds change. You're not always hungry or wanting to snack. It's like when you eat something filling, you satisfied, you good, your energy shoots up through the roof. You probably have a better sleep. You wake up refreshed. Because you got to think a lot of food we eat is just stuck in our gut, man. Those chemicals messing us up. So you gonna have bacteria. Just like you got good fat, you got bad fat. You're gonna have good bacteria, you're gonna have bad bacteria. And I don't think you guys realize how much the gut is important. Just focus on what you put in your body. But like I say, go get some probiotics. Go get and when you get them, like get a high quality. Don't just get no cheap quality, but get a high quality probiotics. Take them for like a good 30 days. And tell me you don't see a difference. Don't even change your eating. Just take the probiotics and watch. All your bloating is gonna go down. Your taste buds gonna change. I mean, your stomach gonna go down. Like you gonna notice a difference. Like everybody that I know that take probiotics that had gut problems, they be like, man. I know people that done had gas. They take probiotics. They be like, man. Every time I take probiotics, I don't have the gas. I'm telling y'all, a clean gut is probably one of the underestimated keys when it comes to reprogramming your subconscious, when it comes to manifesting your desires. The gut, the gut, the gut. And then once you eat a certain way, you cannot deny that you feel better. People may not like to fast. People may not like to eat healthy. But one thing about it, two things for sure. Every single body that has fasted or even just ate a little better, every single person, they always say, man, I ain't gonna lie, I feel better. I wake up more refreshed. Come on now. You watching this video, you probably done experienced it. But you know, it's hard to kind of like embody it and live it. That's why you gotta understand this is a journey. So don't beat yourself up if you go back and eat some chips and cookies and sodas. But realistically, all that junk food, processed food, and sugary food is slowing you down. And you know it. That's why you got to change. You got to make a change. You got to. That's only if you want to experience life on a different level. And I'm not saying you got to cut everything out completely. I'm just saying be aware and be mindful of what's holding you back. Like, don't be saying, oh, I'm sluggish, I'm tired, I can't get nothing done. You just ate McDonald's before you went to sleep. Then you woke up eating some cookies, or you went to sleep eating some cookies. Like, I'm infamous for not waking up in the middle of the night eating sweets, but I even done cut that down, man, because I realize, man, my gut is important, man, and I just want a sound body, a sound mind. It's not about being perfect, but with me, it's definitely about discipline, and I'm cultivating the mindset and knowing that if I want what I want in life, I got to be disciplined because it's a certain type of life that I desire to live. It's certain things that I desire, and those things require a certain type of individual, and that individual has to have a certain type of discipline. So go research probiotics, serotonin, dopamine, and research how your gut is playing a major, major factor in your health issues. I'm not no physician. I'm not no doctor. I'm just Tonio. But I appreciate y'all. Y'all already know. Stay up, stay down. Peace out.